Hey, good to see you.
Hi, Commissioner Warren. Ryan Swain from Greater Than the Game.
Hi, Ryan. Good seeing you again.
With everything changing in college football between NIL and conference expansion and other advances in the game, how do you balance sticking with your strategic plans to being adaptable?
Yeah, I think, Ryan, great question. Good to see you again. Glad you're doing well. Some of the things that we have to keep in mind is we are in a perpetual state of change. We need to become comfortable in change. We need to embrace change. But all of these things that we're dealing with right now, that we had mapped those out even a couple years ago, even during my interview process, to make the plans, to create good partnerships, to stay focused, to keep the main thing, and that's to make sure that our student athletes, that we continually embrace them, empower them. So whether it's name, image, and likeness or transformation, we always want to take a leadership role in doing the right things for the right reasons, for the right time for our student athletes. Ryan, thank you for the question.
We'll go over to this side here.
Kevin, Dennis.com, CBS Sports.
Dennis, good to see you.
Nice to see you. I guess what sort of stewardship is there for you in the sense that when we talk about academics, there's an academic part of this, but when you add USC and UCLA, ripping apart a conference has been around for a century, huge academic ties in those schools. Athletes will be flying over 4 time zones, to the East Coast to play games and matches. I guess what sort of responsibility and stewardship is there for you and not only others in this expansion pursuit?
Dennis, that's a great question. Fortunately, I grew up in a household of educators. My father was a student athlete at Arizona State, was a college professor at Arizona State. My mother was a school teacher and librarian. So academics is incredibly important to Greta, to me, to my family, to what I do on a daily basis. It's something that I take very seriously. So because of that, I always think through the opportunities, as you alluded to, Dennis, of not of the issues or the problems, but what are the opportunities that now that we are across 4 time zones, now that we do have schools in 2024 that will reach from New York, New Jersey to Los Angeles, what are the different cultural elements in each one of those environments? Not only in the cities, but with their alumni, that we can even fortify our educational relationship with our student athletes. One of the good things, Dennis, that we're doing on a daily basis, we have 2 years now to plan. We have built a Big Ten kind of readiness committee that we will activate here to start working with USC and UCLA to get ideas as far as what we can do. We have 2 of our universities at Northwestern and Nebraska going to Dublin to play a football game. How many young students, forget about sports, but in college have an opportunity to travel to Dublin? And so because of that, I'm so proud of what Nebraska and Northwestern are doing. They're amplifying that trip to be able to learn. So I look at it as not a negative. I look at it as a positive from an academic standpoint. And what we will do is we'll work through these next 2 years from a scheduling component to make sure that we create the environment that's most healthy and holistic for our student athletes, which is one of the reasons why I've started the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, to be able to listen to them to say what's important. So Dennis, thank you for the question, but it's something that's top of mind for me every single day.